Hi guys, it's Maaike. Today I'm back with the Monstre de Carpat from Katzelkraft, and I made them into virii or bugs. And here's the card that I made. I chose to do them solid, but you could also make them see-through. And I've added a bit where I do it in Photoshop. I start with a piece of paper that's 20 by 28 centimeters, because that's easier to find the center, because our paper is 21 by 29.7, so yeah, not going there. So if you would do this with 8.5 by 11, I would suggest you make your canvas 8 by 11, so you can find 4 and 5.5 easy. Then I'm adding guides by just grabbing them from the rulers and putting them in the middle. And each square is one card front, so I divide that in the middle. In the middle again with the guide, so I know my sentiment will be centered. But then of course I like to play with it and fiddle it. So yeah, I have chosen to align it on the right, and then I'm gonna look for a nice font, and I like Bradley Hand. You can use any font you have. I mean, it doesn't have to be this one. Any size. You can do this in Word as well if you prefer. But I just do it in Photoshop. If I had the digital, I would add them there. And I've put the sentiment in the upper right corner on purpose, because I kind of know how big the monsters are. They need a lot of room. So then I copied and pasted the layer by pushing Ctrl C and Ctrl V. And then I'm moving it and making another one or two in Dutch. And I changed one virus into bug. I don't think it really matters, just to show you that you can add anything as a sentiment that you like, of course. And I chose yellow-green, snotty color on purpose. And then a mauve purple-ish reddish color, and a vintage blue, like a jeans blue, for my virii or bugs. And here again I typed it in Dutch, and then I'm copying and pasting the layer and moving it where I want it. And then I flatten the layers to make it one layer, and because I'm printing it I have to rotate it again, and I'm just gonna go print it. And I printed it on the Crafter's Companion Nina paper, that's for markers. And then you have to cut it into card fronts, of course. So I'm first doing it in 2 quarters, and then I thought maybe I can make a mat. See, this is exactly the card size, but I think a nice border would look pretty. So I'm cutting off a centimeter or thereabouts on each side. Now I'm choosing my monsters. If you make them see-through, you don't have to do the masking, because then you'll have to see all the arms and the wings and antennas, whatnot they have, because they're see-through. But I didn't want them see-through, I wanted them snotty green. Yeah. I have that sometimes. But yeah, I have no idea. I think virii are too small to see what color they have, so I just made them up. And it's a get well card, so a little bit of color is nice, and a familiar color, you know, might be more recognizable. So I'm first stamping them on the Inka Dinka Doo masking paper, and they're unmounted rubber stamps, so I just used a bit of tape runner to attach them to my lid. And I'm using the Samuelson Stamp Intense Black, but you can use any marker friendly ink, of course, that you have. This one was on the top. Easy to grab. And I wanted these 3, but the one that's on the top here was a bit too hard for me to cut out on screen quickly. So I changed them up. I thought I didn't need to cut off everything because I will only tuck it out a little bit, the other one behind him or her or it. But I ended up having to go really close to the antenna and that little wing thingy that he has there. That it's okay if you have time to do them, and I could have paused the video, of course, but I wanted it to show you the struggle. It's real. And also when you cut them, they become so flimsy, these masks, that there's really no point. So I switched it to this one, which is maybe funnier, and I only have to cut off the arm. Cut out the arm. I thought that would be more manageable, so I'm stamping it again. A bit more tape runner. And again, I only need to cut out this one side. I didn't want to chop off anything I might need in the future, because you can reuse these masks a few times. So because they are a rubber, you can't really see where you align them. I use my gridded acetate that I made just by copying a grid onto acetate. Your copy shop will do that for you if you want. There's also printable overhead projector sheets available, but you have to buy like a box full of them, like 20. Yeah, you only need 1 or 2. Unless you have a lot of stamping tools. So I positioned them a little bit outside, and actually a little bit low, but it's stamped fine. Then I'm putting on the mask because I want the middle one to be behind. So yeah, and didn't mask off the arm. You don't even kind of see it, it's all on the card, so I'm lining up the acetate with the image that I stamped and the card base, of course, as well. So I think I want this one here, and then I will check by stamping it on the acetate. And yeah, it looks good. So now I can stamp it properly. I thought maybe I will mask this one and I just put it a little bit further away, but I thought that was the whole point. I like to cut on the line instead of just outside, so you don't get too much or any halo at all. And again, I'm only doing the one side where I need the mask to be. Sometimes I make masks when I watch TV, and then I have plenty of patience. I did speed up this process 2 times, but I wanted to leave it all in because you can see kind of how you can line up rubber stamps and that it's not straight, see, and how you do the masking and all that jazz. He's a bit more up in the air than the others, but that's fine. I'll just make a hill. See, there's a little line that's interrupted. I'm sorry, the light is glaring. And you can fix that with your multi-liners if you have them. I chose in the end not to do it because it's not very noticeable and I didn't want to mess up my coloring. You know, you think you're on the home stretch and then you do something stupid like adding a thick line. And nope. I chose the DP and the VBs. And for the snotty green I chose yellow green, the YG and the CG, the citrus green. And I grabbed number 2 and I needed 3, so I'm now off to get it. You see, the two YG2 and the CG2 are very similar, so I grabbed number 3. So now I will just turn on the music, and in the end I am only mounting it with foam tape, and then the card is finished. I'm also adding some Nouveau Shimmer on the snotty one. I should have called him Snotty. I heard you were snotty. Get well soon. That would have been nice as well. I didn't think about that. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I will see you again very soon. Bye.